Okay, here we are again, John the Van Guy, window install. I've done a video of parts of the installation and there were a few problems along the way. My mistake, two big mistakes, but I'll fill you in right now. This is just a summary and I'll try and put together some of those other videos of the actual application. But here we have it in, surrounded with the rubber. Right, a few things you're going to need. First and foremost, you need a helper. Believe me, when you're maneuvering the machine, the actual glass onto it, it's a little bit difficult to actually line everything up without a helper there to actually maneuver things backwards and forwards. And the idea is to put the screen with the rubber once the rope is in, when I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, to actually put it onto the lip, which goes all around the van. A few other things that you're going to need. This is one thing that's helpful. Get one of these things, you know, they go on these tubes. You can buy sets of them. If you cut one end off, you can feed then the rope, which is you're going to need. This is the rope I used, and it worked very well. It's 6mm nylon rope. Do enough so you can go all the way around the rubber, which is on the screen, and you want two ends of the rope protruding into the van once you're all set up before you actually start. So the other thing you need is get one of these, the plastic spatulas. These are actually, you can get sets of these. Trim removers, very handy. You want to be using plastic rather than metal for doing this sort of job, and in fact removing trim. Now the paste we've used is the Arbomast auto-grade window screen sealing compound. It seems to work all right. Make sure you've got the top screw on top there, because it's quite a wide head on it, much wider than the standard things you buy for the normal tubes, and that should come with it if you order it online. So that's things to remember. Okay. So to go what we did, and first of all, the mistakes that I made doing this. I fed the rope all the way around. The rope is soaked in soapy water. Fed it all the way around beautifully using that technique I just suggested. That went in all right. The only thing is, when we came to actually fit the screen, we found I had the screen upside down, so the actual tails of the rope protruded from the top. Now the problem is with that, you can do it that way apparently, but if you're trying to thread the lip out, the inner lip on to the edge of the trim, you'll find that if you start from the top and you come around to the bottom, because of the weight of the screen and because of the dashboard on there as well, it makes it doubly difficult, because we've got this weight pressing down to actually fit it in. It probably would work and you can do it, but it's easier if you have those tailing ends coming out from this bottom end. Long and short of it is, we took the screen off again and reinserted the rope. Right, that was the first mistake. So we corrected that. Okay. Second mistake is there's a couple of channels underneath, and you don't use the wider channel underneath. You use the inside channel of the rubber, which is a much deeper lip. I put the rope into the wrong channel, bottom line. You've actually got the inside channel is for the screen, and then underneath you've got these two other channels. So I used the wrong channel. When you think about it, that's the reason why it didn't fit the first time, the screen. So we've had the screen off again, and took the rope out again and rethreaded it all the way around on the inner channel of the rubber, which sits to the inside. This time when we tried to fit it, it fitted fine. The only problem was that what we did, of course, before we initially what we did, we went round. I went round and put this screen paste all the way around, the the flat bit of the protruding ridge, which we were going to attach the whole thing to. The downside of that, because we had to take the screen off twice, it got very mucky and we ended up with black stuff everywhere, but it comes off. So that was just one of the things. That wouldn't happen, of course, if we'd done it right in the first place, and I take full responsibility for that. You live and learn. Anyway, it was a lesson. So it's the inner channel you want on your rubber. Right. And then you feed, as you pull horizontally, perpendicular to the screen on the inside, you pull the rope as you need somebody on this side, on the outside, tapping away with the flat of the hand. Never use the fist. Flat of the hand, patting hard, give you some pressure where you're pulling the rope. Using a spatula sometimes comes in handy, particularly when you have sometimes this goes in on the outside and you've got to pull it back, or when you get a bit stuck with the rope and the lip, then it's handy to have the spatula handy. But that's where the having a partner to actually to tap on the outside, this is what helps. You need that pressure as you're tapping around, and you work your way all the way around the screen as somebody is pulling from the inside, and you'll find you'll get the lip on all the way around. You hope, but you can see it going on, so you know. We had a little bit of an edge here, but pressing with it, eventually went on okay. I've noticed on these as well, I've got a tape over it at the moment, so it's not too clear. There's a gap here, and there's another piece of rubber on top of here. Now I think that bit of rubber actually seals the roof itself onto the van. So initially when they do these, it's a flat van, and they put this whole casing on top, and that rubber must be on the join. So now I found that rubber was possibly leaking, and you can see, put this horrible stuff off, then I'll probably put some of that sealant inside there. Just push that apart and then put the sealant in there as well. I'll take it till let's clean all this up now. I think I'll do it sooner than later. I've got most of it off myself, which is a bit of a challenge, and off my clothes as well, so be warned. But if you do it, it shouldn't get too mucky if you do it right the first time. And now you know the mistakes you can make, and maybe you'll get it right first time. So I hope this is going to be helpful. Give us a thumbs up, and any comments welcome. Okay, it's most useful, and it spurs me on to do more of these things. What I'll try and do is I'll try and make a video of the actual process and link some of the bits together. And well, awesome. So big thank you to Julius, my son-in-law, who helped me. And otherwise I couldn't see me doing it, to be honest. Well, it's the first, and next one will be so easy. Thanks very much, folks.